Hi everyone, my name's Sophia. Now I'm going to be talking about my image reading, and it's actually quite useful that you understand more details about your image reading. So I want to tell you the in-depths of what it's about in case you're considering it. So I have the gift of actually tapping inside of you and seeing timelines and negative within you. I don't know how I do it, but I can. So the image reading is, I'll tell you why I do this. It's because on this planet there's only two dualities. There's negative or positive. There's black, there's white, which is the yin, the yang, the as within, so without. It's only a duality. Now, for me to go into you, and I can see that negativity because most don't really know where to pinpoint within, because they suppress it or they've forgotten it, because negative happens as a child and you've forgotten it, or some things you can't comprehend that is even affecting you as a negative. Well, my gift, I can go within and tell you, oh, that affected you and that's a negative. Now, here's why this is important, because most people think that a couple of things that's incorrect. Firstly, they think that there's well, their perception is correct because there's versions of negativity. For example, if I stole a sweet from a sweet shop, that's negative because I'm breaking the law, I'm doing wrong. But if someone killed someone, that's negative as well. But obviously most would state that killing someone is far worse than just stealing a sweet from the sweet shop. But here's the thing. The law, the natural laws of this planet is that they only see negative or positive. So your perception may be correct, but the law of the planet is overriding your perception and gives you as so. So it's either or, meaning that it doesn't matter about the degrees of negativity. One is more negative than the other. Energy doesn't see that. Energy sees the duality of negative or positive. Now here's why this is relevant. This is why you may think, well, you know, why am I attracting someone who's really bad? Or why am I attracting someone who's, you know, an alcoholic when I never drank in my life? Or why am I attracting so much relationship after relationship is negative and stuff like that? It's because the law of the planet is so. It's either or, negative or positive. So you will just attract it. It doesn't matter about your perception. This world isn't built on perception. It's built on negative or positive. The other thing that people don't really comprehend is that they think, well, yeah, I might have done silly little things that were negative when I was small. Maybe I bullied someone, beat someone up. Maybe, you know, I treated someone bad, or you know, cheated on someone, or you know, I used someone or something like that. You know what I mean? Classed as a negative. When you get older, you get wiser, you get more spiritual, you reflect and you think, okay, well, you know, I'm going to be more generous, more charitable. I'm going to donate to my clothes to the charity shop. I'm going to donate to charities. I'm going to volunteer. I wouldn't hurt a fly. I'm going to, you know, help out my neighbour. I'm kind to everyone. So they think that that can override the negative. For example, if you've only got like, say, 10% of negative, you think by doing like, not you, but some think that by doing like 90% of good, going to church, praying to God, just, source, whoever, then, you know, that will override the negative. Nope. The laws of the planet, and I'm stating this is so, just like the laws of gravity. If you push me off a tower block, I will die. If you don't understand this concept, you will always attract negative. So it doesn't matter if you're more spiritual, godly, loving, friendly, donate, volunteer, doesn't matter. That 10% of your perception, you see, it's your perception of negativity, will always, because it's defaulted, it's either or. So this is what you have to do. You have to remove the negative. But as stated, you're not your perception from your past, you're not connecting your dots, because most negativity comes from childhood. And say you felt abandoned as a child because your parents were working and they didn't have time to do one day out of that schooling, didn't do your homework. Now, you didn't say nothing because on subconsciously you knew they were too busy, but it still might have affected you mentally, and that mental trigger later on in life turned out to make you lose self-confidence. Literally, you wouldn't understand that, and when you get older you're like, why am I not so confident? You know, majority of my time my parents done homework. That one time could have been the trigger. Here's where I come in. I can go literally inside and say the timeline and give you a specific time. If I can't, I'll say what happened at this time when you were 7 and then trigger you back to that timeline. You might not remember it. I can do that. I can go back in and see what is the negative times within you and pinpoint each negative time. So hopefully you've brought my program, or you've connected with someone else that brought my program, and then you can go back in and do the inner child work with the time frame or the negative that I pinpoint within you that you've suppressed, because most of it is suppressed and you've forgotten, because if the stuff that you obviously know you may have worked on or may not even know. Like I said, this is why I'm doing this video, so you understand how the law works, because most of you might think, yeah, I know I've done that, but generally I'll be more spiritual and godly, and you don't understand the law of the planet. You see, it is so, it's either or, it's negative or positive. So what I will do is I will go in and pinpoint that. Here's another thing that I want you to kind of comprehend when I do the image reading, is that I state it's going to be a negative, and it may be a lot of it will be negative. The reason why a part of the reason why I was chosen for this is because you can see I'm really passionate about it, and I want to get people in union. No, you know, they know that. It's not about just making you feel better. It's not about re-establishing communication for me. I'm getting people in union. And they also, the reason why they chose me, and this is relevant once again to the image reading, is because I didn't go to school. I had to look after my brother Godwin, who has learning difficulties. He can't speak. We do sign language. He's deaf. Proper hardcore. No understanding, you know, so sign language kind of thing, can't speak. So that was fine, that wasn't an issue, but I didn't go to school because I had to look after him, because my mum was single parent, my dad went around, 6 of us, all that kind of thing. So no schooling. Then I'm a twin sister, so I didn't really think like I needed friends, because I had my friend, my twin sister. So I'm very recluse, very isolated, but it never bothered me. It never bothered me. I had my brother who's pretty cool. I just done sign language, so I didn't really communicate in the correct way with others. And then I had my twin sister. Here's the point. As a child, you normally blurt shit out. So if you see someone and they're obesely fat, you would just go, wow, they're fat. And then your mum will say, you can't say that, you can't say that. And then you get to school and then they teach you how to speak, how to whatevers and all these other things. Don't get me started with schooling. And then you have friends and then they say, oh, say it like this. I didn't have that. Here's why this is important. Most of the spiritual gurus out there are the same monotone of, hi, how are you? How are you feeling? Open your heart chakra, send love, do affirmations, I love you, do-do-do, 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 do-do. It's the same monotone, right? So there's someone here like me who's just blatant and blurts things out, so that there's doing two things. First of all, it's from truth, because I channel it. And secondly, it's overriding the subconscious, because of the conscious of the same monotone is just going in and out, because you're hearing it all the time. Literally, if I could tell you the truth of what people are saying, but because you've heard that same monotone, you would miss bits. Because I'll be talking on the same voice. So that's why my kind of voice is kind of different to others. because of this is how I speak. Others have a kind of high-pitched, selling, softly spoken, spiritual guru voice. But I am here also to show that, you know, you don't have to be some kind of guru. That hence why I swear as well, to say you can have tattoos and swear and stuff, you can be still spiritual. But the point is that my bluntness overrides your consciousness and goes into the subconscious. Fact. You can choose to still ignore it, but I know you've heard me. If you're taking in and I say something and it resonates, which resonates simply means I'm reminding you of what you already know, simply forgotten, it's sunken in. Where the others with the monotone from years, how many years have we heard all this spiritual bullshit is in and out. Here's why this is connected to the image reading. When I see something, say I had someone who was obesely overweight, other spiritual gurus who could image read, which I don't really know a load of people who can do that really, but if there was, they might say, okay, you're overweight, my suggestion would be going to the gym, maybe get a bit more healthy, eat an apple a day. It's monotone, and what they've heard all the time. Well, I will literally state, wow, you're overweight, you comfort eat, hold on, let me go into that timeline of where this started. And me by saying that, wow, you're overweight, may, see, they correct me, may piss you off. May piss you off. But my point is, if I do piss you off, hence, and it's a negative. There's nothing on this planet that should piss you off. Nothing. No thing. We need no thing. Everything is within us. So if something I state that pisses you off, first of all, that's your ego. Secondly, it's a negative. And thirdly, don't take it personally from me, because what I am trying, obviously, if I can read within you, it's channeling. It's not me, is it? I can't do that. So if it's channeling, I'm trying to get the best from you, because what I just said, if I remove the negative, it's either or. So I remove the negative, well, I tell you the negative for you then to remove it, then it will default on the positive. I'm not going to be talking about, oh, you love eating Chinese food. You like to go swimming. You and your twin flame have blue eyes. You know, it's not going to be about that. When you think about it, and if you listen to me, I'm always stating that, you know, you don't need to do affirmations. You don't need to pray on the strawberry moon or the full moon. You don't need to burn candles and stuff. That is additional. Sometimes it's like the placebo effect. If it helps you subconsciously, do it. But you don't have to. Why? Because that's like you're not putting your trust in. I 100% can guarantee you I don't burn any candles or sticks. I can't say that first, but in sticks. Or put any crystals on me or anything like that. I just 100% trust whatever comes to me. And because I just 100% trust it, I don't look at the moons or da-da-da. I know what's going on with the planetary system. That's more to do with geekiness and to tell you when I do tarot. Here's my point when it's come to the image reading. If I tell you about how to get rid of the negative and you get rid of the negative, you don't have to then put in place a positive. Because you get shitty, negative situations, circumstances and events that happen to you, such as higher phone bills than necessary, such as a ticket on your car, such as someone just was rude to you for no reason, such as someone just cancelled on you, such as bad exes and babies' mums and experiences and stuff. You don't literally chant and write that down or do affirmations about negativity and say, I want this phone bills to be so high, do you? Why does that happen? Because the law of this planet is negative, so it just gives you negative situations, circumstances and events. So when you remove that, you can't override it with positive affirmations and praying and that. No, remove that, hence why I have that ability to do it. Then it will default onto a positive. Then positive, positive, positive. They know. Just how they know what the law is of the negative, same how they know what the positive. You don't have to then chant. The more you trust in, the more they give, because they honor that. It's already in your reality. You've probably heard that. It's in the realms of consciousness already. You just have to allow it in. But because you're negative, it's not allowing it in. Once you open up to the positive, then it comes in. Your wants are already there. It's instantaneous on the other realms. You might have heard that. That's correct. But you are blocking it. So I just wanted to go into the image reading. Let me think if there's anything else about that. So yeah, if you're thinking about booking me, that's what I want to help you to do. That's it, I think. So hopefully this has been good for you, and thanks for listening.